Morning, champions. Josh Epis here, Broke is No Joke Enterprises, freedom fighter, unbroker, and we are on the movement towards true freedom. And we're going to talk today about self-help books and how to find the right one. So basically, this is about finding Mr. or Mrs. Right. And it's interesting. There's nothing worse, if you talk to people when it comes to relationships, nothing worse than spending time with someone and then waking up next to them one day in the morning and finding out they're not the right one. That I was like, oh my goodness, I wasted all this time. What was the purpose? So if you think I'm going to start comparing your next self-help book to dating, well, you're right, I will, in a way. But I'm going to talk about it from a different aspect. So instead of eHarmony, we're going to talk about me harmony. What if you actually spent time, what if there's an article that came out that says most relationships last a little more than 3 years. So we put all this time and effort into getting something out of a relationship or building a relationship with another person, and it ends up not lasting anyways. But there's one person who's guaranteed to be with you your entire life. Ready? Drum roll. It's you. So if we're going to build a relationship, why not build a relationship with ourselves first? And one of the best ways, or one of the great ways to do it, is using self-help books and learning and growing. Because we're never going to get away from ourselves. That is just not possible, right? We're going to be with us our entire life. And one of the keys, in my opinion, to actually building a successful relationship with anyone else, whether it be a personal, a business, you have to love yourself first, right? It has to start here. Because if you don't love you, how can anyone else? So we're going to take this approach towards self-help books today, and we're going to see, how do we find the right one, right? How do we go and find the right? Because I believe your choice if your next self-help book might be more important than your choice of partner, because the former will probably determine the quality of the latter. And so let's get started. So let's talk about this, because it's a long-term commitment we're talking about here, right? So there's an article out there. You can go check out the article on our site about this, but I want to give a little bit more flavor than what the article has. So one of the first things that we need to do, and this is going to be a shocker, is know thyself, right? Know you, know who you are. How do you learn, right? So if you want to get a book, look, most books out there have all the same content. I'll be honest. Like, you take out 15 self-help books on a certain topic, they're all going to pretty much say the same thing. The difference is in how they say it, because they all say it a little differently. We're reading these books to get mental stimulation. That's really the purpose, isn't it? We're trying to stimulate something in our minds. We're trying to get a breakthrough. We're trying to get to the next level, whatever the case is. But all these books have different ways of delivering that message. So there's always this mental stimulation, but some of us are more visual learners, right? We need the visual stimulation. Some of us need the tactile stimulation. Some of us need the oral stimulation. Hey. Dirty dude, no. A-U-R-A-L. Oral, right? It means audio. Get your mind out of the gutter, dudes. All right. So, but it depends on how we learn, and learning styles matter. So before you even worry about the content, make sure you're looking at books that deliver the message in the way you can actually acclimate to it, right? That you can actually absorb it properly. You don't want to be like that person taking the vitamin and you're pooping 90% of the vitamin out. Make sure you're taking it in the right way. Okay, I know you're still thinking about the oral thing, but that's all right. So that's number one. Number two is something I talked about in a previous article, which I recommend you find that as well, is know what you want from the relationship. What exactly do you want from it? Why are you reading it? This is the one question we don't freaking ask ourselves. Why am I reading this? Why am I doing this? We do stuff and we're busy, but we don't understand why. So what do you want from the relationship? What's the one thing you're looking to solve? What's the one thing you're looking to improve? What's the one thing you're looking to make better? What's a problem in your life that you have to fix? So know what you want from the relationship, just like you would want to do that with another person, right? If it's a business relationship, you're going to want to know, well, how can I add value to you? And how can you add value to me? So why are we even building a relationship? Because reading a book that does not even intend to address your needs is just a waste of time. And time, don't forget, I've talked about this before, time is life. So if you're wasting time, you're wasting life. And the former sounds okay, like, oh, I'm just killing some time, wasting some time. But when you put it in terms of what it actually means, which is life, you're killing life, you're wasting life. That sounds terrible. So don't do that. So the third thing I would say is don't jump into bed with the first one you see. And by the way, that's true for everything. That's true for everything across the board, whether it's a person, a business relationship, or your next self-help book. Don't jump into bed. Now look, covers matter. Okay, you definitely want something that feels right and looks right, but now it's time to peruse through it. Take a look through it. Look at the table of contents. A lot of times online, you can look at the first few pages. A lot of times online, you can look at least the index maybe. Or if you don't have access to it online to view it, go to a bookstore. Maybe it's on the shelf. Go take a look and just look through the first few pages. Make sure it's something that it does resonate with you, and it does have to feel good, right? That's okay. So find one that excites you from both the inside and the outside. Good deal? All right. Next one I would say is do a background check. Who is the author? What are their credentials? Are they the right person to write this book? Right? They might be a very nice person. They might have a great family life. They might be fun to look at or fun to talk to, and fantastic. But are they the right person to write the book? Are they the right person for you to listen to? One of the things I always have to remind people, and you'll hear me say this probably over and over throughout these videos, is don't listen to broke people on how to get wealthy. Don't listen to the unsuccessful on how to be successful. Don't listen to the unhappy on how to be happy. You catching the drift here? Make sure the person you're listening to is competent. So I was in the gym industry for many years, and I had a supplement store inside the gym. And I would have person after person, usually women, unfortunately, because I think they're the ones watching these daytime shows. But they would come in and say, I'm looking for raspberry ketones. I'm looking for this little new trick or this little thingamajig I saw on, And I'm like, well, why are you doing that? He says, well, my doctor says I need it. I'm like, your doctor? Who's your doctor? Oh, well, Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz is my doctor. I'm like, Dr. Oz is your doctor? Holy crap. So look, Dr. Oz has a microphone. Dr. Oz has a voice, absolutely. And he's probably a very smart person and a very nice person. But unless he's looked up your butthole, unless he's done that inspection and he's actually your doctor, I'd be careful taking blanket advice from him or anyone like him. So make sure the person, the author, whoever wrote your book has been there, done it, or they're very familiar with it, or they're one of the experts in that particular field. All right. Last thing, get to know their friends. Right. So this is, by the way, you can apply all this to actual dating. You can apply this to building business relationships, but get to know their friends, because their friends will tell you a lot about them and a lot about the content. When I say friends in this case, when it comes to self-help books, I'm really talking about read the reviews, right? The people who have gone through their journey, the people who have used the book. Find the good, find the bad. And I would say this, unless there's a lot of bad reviews for some reason, where it's overwhelmingly, this is the worst book ever written, don't worry about the negative stuff. Look at the people that wrote the positive reviews and see how they were able to utilize it to do good things. Right? It's kind of like judging a knife. You can listen to all the people talking about how you can use knives to kill other people, but then you can talk to doctors who use knives every day to save people's lives. Don't worry about the negative stuff right now. Look at the positive things and see what people actually got from the book, and see if that's something you also want to get from the book. Because if that matches up, that's a good sign this just might be the right book for you. So look, here's the thing. Spending time reading a self-help book, spending time on any side, any kind of personal development, because we're in such busy lives right now, though our worlds are so busy, is a big commitment, right? It's a big commitment of time, big commitment of energy, big commitment of attention, and just you want to make sure that it's meant to be, well, successful, right? So before you put a ring on it, so to speak, make sure make sure you're getting the right thing. So do you agree with what we talked about? I want to hear you guys' feedback. I want to know what you thought about the article. What did you think about this video? Do you agree that your choice of self-help book is really as important as I'm making it out to be? Or am I going overboard with it? I really don't think I am, but if I am, I'd like to hear it. If you have a story of a self-help book and how it's affected you, either in a good way or a bad way, I want to hear about it. Definitely want some feedback. I want to know what you guys think. And you can find us at brokeisnojoke.org is our website. You can email me directly, josh@brokeisnojoke.org. Almost said that wrong. And definitely follow us on social media at brokeisnojoke. And I appreciate you guys. I love all of you out there. And because here's the thing, I will meet you at the top. Because as we always say, the bottom is just way, way too crowded. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.